Samantha, please. Feel like everyone else. Yeah. Hello and welcome.
Kia ora koutou. My name is Sam Dryden. I come to you as a lifelong resident of Ōtautahi Christchurch, as a third year student studying environmental and water management out at Lincoln, as a young person of the city who intends to stick around for the near future. So I read the multiple page consultation document that is the draft long-term plan, and of that I took away one sentence, and that was, quote, it is unlikely that we will reach our emissions reductions target as a council or as a city, given our current level of investment. I was in disbelief. I was shocked. What is the point in writing a plan and making emissions reductions targets if we don't intend to reach them? Yeah. All I can say is that I was in shock and I was scared. So moving forward, I think we need more funding to reach those targets, and we need to be acting a lot sooner than we intend. Climate change is already happening. It's not going to wait another several plan cycles for us to start acting. I like the idea of some existing initiatives, such as a climate resilience and a sustainability fund, but I think they need additional support and funding to be effective. Something I would suggest to the council in that regard is to work with communities on how they see the future of their communities in the context of increasing natural disasters, especially flooding, and especially work with mana whenua in that space for adaptation planning for the inevitable. I also mentioned urban sprawl is a big issue with Christchurch, I see at the moment. It's definitely heading towards Auckland vibes, which is not what I want to see in my future growing up here. I'd prefer more investment into building sort of up and in the centre where there is already infrastructure, rather than sprawling outwards and then disconnecting people from infrastructure like public transport as well. I live in Hawesville. I know very much about all these sprawling subdivisions. Also in that regard, probably I'd like to see a review of public transport infrastructure and bus routes. I know that's something you'd have to work with ECAN on. But, yeah, again, I think there's a lot of communities cut off from key bus routes at the moment. And the other key issue I came here today with was biodiversity and investment in biodiversity. Again, there were a lot of good ideas in the long-term plan, but there wasn't enough investment and there wasn't enough plan to do it soon. I like the biodiversity and community partnership funds, but again, more investment to actually be effective. And my main takeaway for that would be support community groups. There are so many cool community groups in Christchurch who are already doing the mahi, and they have the rich local knowledge. And all they need is support, really, financial or otherwise. A couple more points. Rangatahi engagement is something that's really, really important to me. I feel like a lot of young people, they feel the need to come into council space to have a say, which is terrifying as a young person who's never really been there before.
You're doing good.
Thank you. Yeah, and also probably more of a specific issue, but also recognising the connection with nearby towns like Lincoln, specifically the university. You know, probably half of the people there live in Christchurch, but we don't quite get the engagement that we're impacted by this long-term plan too. And also the arts investment as well, specifically the arts centre I'd like to see invested in. I was I was a child of the earthquakes. Sorry to make everyone feel old here. I was 7. And so arts in Christchurch has been a really key formation of my identity here, and I'd like to see that continue. Thank you.
Thank you. Andre had his hand up just before you, Aaron.
Thank you very much. Are you able to touch on how we can make young people feel more welcome to come and speak to us face to face? What can we do?
That is an option. Honestly, I think it would be more coming into our spaces than asking young people to come here, sort of schools, universities, youth spaces. Yeah, and also to dial down the technical language a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, good response. Thank you very much for making the effort. Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is Greg here, please?